Greetings to everyone. Today let us know about the various vices mentioned in Bible which leads human being into sin as per Romans 1:29 to 30 verses. As human beings, we are prone to sin and fall short of the glory of God. In Romans 1:29 to 30, Paul lists various vices and sinful behaviors that are prevalent in society. Through this passage, we can gain a deeper understanding of the sinfulness of humanity and the need for salvation through Jesus Christ. First, unrighteousness. This refers to a lack of righteousness or justice in a person's actions. An example of unrighteousness can be seen in Genesis 4:8 to 10, where Cain kills his brother Abel out of jealousy and disobedience to God's command. Second, wickedness. This refers to a general sense of evil and wrongdoing. One example can be found in Genesis 6:5 to 7, where God sees that humanity has become exceedingly wicked and decides to bring a flood to cleanse the earth. Third, greed. This refers to an excessive desire for material possessions or wealth. One example can be seen in the story of Achan in Joshua 7, who takes some of the devoted things from Jericho, against God's command, which results in defeat for the Israelites in battle. Fourth, evil. This refers to any act or thought that is morally wrong or sinful. One example of evil can be seen in the story of King David and Bathsheba in 2 Samuel 11 to 12, where David commits adultery and murder. Fifth, envy. This refers to a feeling of jealousy or resentment towards others. One example can be seen in the story of Cain and Abel in Genesis 4:3 to 5, where Cain becomes envious of his brother's offering to God. Sixth, murder. This refers to the taking of another person's life. One example can be seen in the story of Cain and Abel, where Cain kills his brother Abel out of jealousy and anger. Seventh, strife. This refers to conflict and discord between individuals or groups. One example can be seen in the story of Korah's rebellion in Numbers 16, where Korah and others rebel against Moses and Aaron's leadership, resulting in punishment from God. Eighth, deceit. This refers to the use of falsehoods or deception to achieve a goal. One example can be seen in the story of Jacob and Esau in Genesis 27, where Jacob deceives his father Isaac in order to receive the blessing meant for his older brother. Ninth, malice. This refers to a desire to harm or cause pain to others. One example can be seen in the story of Joseph and his brothers in Genesis 37, where Joseph's brothers become jealous and sell him into slavery. 10th, gossip. This refers to the spreading of rumors or unverified information about others. One example can be seen in the story of Miriam and Aaron in Numbers 12, where they speak against Moses and spread rumors about him. 11th, slander. This refers to making false or damaging statements about someone. One example can be seen in the story of David and Saul in 1 Samuel 24, where Saul accuses David of seeking to harm him. 12th, haters of God. This refers to a general sense of animosity or hostility towards God. One example can be seen in the story of Pharaoh in Exodus, where he refuses to let the Israelites go despite God's commands and displays of power. 13th, insolent. This refers to showing a lack of respect or rudeness towards others. One example can be seen in the story of Nabal in 1 Samuel 25, where he refuses to show hospitality to David and his men and insults them. 14th, arrogant. This refers to a sense of pride or self-importance. One example can be seen in the story of Nebuchadnezzar in Daniel 4, where he becomes arrogant and boastful about his achievements, resulting in God humbling him. 15th, boastful. This is the act of speaking excessively about oneself and one's achievements, often in a way that is irritating or excessive. In the Bible, King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon became boastful and arrogant, claiming that he had built his great kingdom with his own power and might. As a result, he was humbled by God and made to live as a wild animal until he acknowledged God's sovereignty. Daniel 4, 28-37. 16th, inventors of evil. This refers to those who are creative in devising evil schemes or plans. In the Bible, Haman, an official in the Persian court, plotted to kill all the Jews in the empire because one Jewish man, Mordecai, refused to bow down to him. He devised a plan and convinced the king to issue a decree for the extermination of all Jews. However, his plan was ultimately foiled by Queen Esther, who exposed Haman's evil intentions. Esther 3-9. 17th, disobedient to parents. This is the act of failing to respect or obey one's parents or other authority figures. In the Bible, the Israelites were often disobedient to God, their ultimate authority figure. One example is when they refused to enter the promised land despite God's command, causing them to wander in the wilderness for 40 years, Numbers 13-14. 18th, foolish. This refers to those who lack wisdom or good judgment, often making unwise decisions. In the Bible, King Solomon, despite his great wisdom, made many foolish choices, including marrying many foreign wives who led him astray and worshipping their gods. 1 Kings 11, 1-10. 19th, faithless. This is the act of lacking faith or trust in God, often resulting in disobedience or disbelief. In the Bible, the Israelites often struggled with faithlessness, including when they complained to Moses and Aaron about their lack of food and water in the wilderness, despite God's promise to provide for them. Exodus 16-17. 20th, heartless. This refers to those who lack empathy or compassion for others. In the Bible, Job's friends, who came to comfort him after he suffered great loss and hardship, were ultimately heartless towards him, accusing him of wrongdoing and showing little sympathy or understanding. Job 2, 11-13, 16, 1-6. 21st, ruthless. This is the act of showing no mercy or compassion towards others, often resorting to violence or brutality. In the Bible, King Ahab and his wife Jezebel were ruthless in their pursuit of power and control, including their murder of Naboth, a man who owned a vineyard they coveted. 1 Kings 21. In conclusion, the vices mentioned in Romans 1:29-30 serve as a reminder of the brokenness of our world and the sin that separates us from God. However, through faith in Jesus Christ, we can be redeemed and set free from the bondage of sin. May God bless you.